Hello and welcome to InFocus. In today's episode, we have a guest, Mr. Anwar Ghani from Fiance. In 2 episodes, he will be answering some important questions relating to Fiance and its role in Muslim community in New Zealand. Briefly give us the genesis of your organization.
I'd like to convey to the viewers of the Salam TV a very warm welcome, and it's a good opportunity to really talk about Fiance. My name is Anwar Ghani, and I've been associated with Fiance since mid-80s. The organization Fiance was established in 1979 when the people realized that we need an organization which can represent the interest of the Muslim community, can be a body which can engage with the outside worlds as well, and remain connected with the government of the day, communicate our concerns, and above all, an organization which can promote establishments of mosques, schools.
What was the notion behind establishing Fiance and whether it's an organization or private limited?
Fiance was established by the Muslims, for Muslims in New Zealand. It's an organization of people. The organization has got representation from down south, from Bluff in Wukargil to up north. The country has been divided into 7 different regions. Auckland, where most of our people live, is divided into 2 regions, and from Waikato has got another region. Then we have got Manawatu, which is Palmerston North. That's the another region. We've got Iman, which is in here in Wellington, another region. Then we go to down south, Christchurch, which is Canterbury, bigger region, and then we have got Otago and Southland together. So the country is divided into 7 regions. From there, the elected members of the community, they come in, and they are the one who establish Fiance. So they form Fiance. As you can see, it's not a private club. It's a community organization. It's an NGO, and its whole purpose, it is set up for charitable purposes, and its whole objectives, if you go on our website, it is quite detailed that what we are all about. So right from the beginning, let me dispel that it's not a private company, it's not a private organization, it is a charitable organization which has been set for the Muslim, by the Muslims.
Tell us about council members and selection process.
At the regional level, people are elected from the community, and there is a process defined in every region, nominations and seconding, and then people express that whom they would like the people to represent. Once they are represented, from there there are delegates that region decides that who are going to be their delegates. So it's like it's a federal system, if you would like to see. So say for example, we have got, because Auckland being the largest community, we have got Auckland and north of Auckland 4 members who are delegate of Fiance. Then you come to South Auckland area, there are 3 members who are delegate of Fiance. And then in Waikato, which is Hamilton-based organization, which covers Hamilton, Tauranga, and Rotorua and all those places, we have got 2 delegates. In Palmerston North, which is Manawatu Muslim Association, then we have got 2 delegates from there. And in Iman, Wellington being slightly bigger organizations, where you got here this Masjid Kilbirnie, you've got Lower Hutt, Upper Hutt, and the Johnsonville and all those areas. So when you look at the catchment, maybe about 6,000 Muslims. So the Iman has got, then Wellington has got 3 delegates, and Christchurch 2 delegates, and Dunedin 2 delegates. So all these people, they come in, they are council. This is what is called council, and the council then makes an appointment of every 2 years that who is going to be the president, and the president then chooses his own working committee whom he would like to work with.
How can anyone become a part of Fiance?
Those who want to get involved in FIANS, get involved in regional community, there are no barriers whatsoever. They have to come through those channels. Once they come through, they can do it. Beyond this as well, there are 14 different working committees, if you like, or departments which have been established in FIANS, such as, like, say, outreach program, directorate, such as halal directorate, such as public relations directorate, such as social well-being, and so on and so forth. So there are 14 departments in which you don't need to be a delegate. You just come in, and it's based on your capability and your passion for working. You are part of that, and you contribute through being involved in there. You contribute nationally. So, and we are lookout for those people who would like to come and work for the community. Many of us, I also just would like to take opportunity to all of us, these people that I just mentioned to, none of them get paid from any of the activity of FIANS. They give their time, fi sabilillah. So the people who are paid, obviously those who are working in FIANS, such as here, you will see that they are of course that is their job. So there we pay.
How many branches are there in New Zealand?
No, we regard regional organizations or regional offices as one of the branches of FIANS. We have so in each of the associations, whenever we want to have functions, program, meetings, they kindly make the facility available for FIANS, because FIANS, we are all FIANS, and so that having specified that yes, each region which operates, they have their offices. Those offices are also available to FIANS for if we need to have need. Such as, like, say, when we have often interviews for halal slaughtermen, say, for example, they are held at various centers, and they provide the facility, participate in there. Lots of dawah programs which we have throughout the year. We get speakers if they come around, so we distribute and we sort of organize that, and that's where regional offices become more active.
Number of Muslims in New Zealand that are on record.
That's a good question. This is one of the beauty of living in New Zealand, is that New Zealand Department of Statistics, every census they gather that information, and so we ourselves don't have to go and look for that information. It's available every 5 years how the growth of the community has been. And you look at the last census, which was in 2013, there were 46,000 Muslims. You look at the census of 2018, which has just come out, the figures have just come out. There has been nearly 27% growth in population. Our numbers are now 61,000. So as a community, we are growing. Our footprint is growing in this nation. And we are a community of very diverse group of people, and that also, alhamdulillah, it makes us more colorful, more vibrant.
How is your organization engaging with other religious communities?
Right, FIANS from very early stage, going back at least 20 years, realized that we are a minority community. We need to be engaging with the other faith communities to be able to bridge the gap of communication, and hence that we have been very active in the interfaith arena. But there are a number of chapters which are set from down south to up north, where we engage with the interfaith communities. Not only that, we also make sure that we actively participate in other civic activities, which touches the life of any citizen, and hence we have also been very, and our regional organizations have been very active in terms of supporting if some catastrophe has happened, whether it is here or overseas. So when it comes to the interfaith arena, we are perhaps one of the more active group or organization who have contributed and continue to contribute to ensure that the familiarity of our religion to other people, and vice versa.
Tell us about the establishment of Halal Certification Business Unit.
In 1984, we had a delegation from Kuwait. In 1982, a delegation from Kuwait came here. They looked for that who can really do the halal certification for them, whom can they trust that they would be able to do it well for them. And so New Zealand has been in a halal business since New Zealand Inc. has been since 1976-77, but it was not well organized. There was a private company, an individual who ran a company. His organization was the one which worked in partnership with meat industries associations to certify halal. However, it ran its own in some problems because there were no religious scholars attached to the organization. There was very little input. It was purely a commercial setup. However, in 1982, when the delegation came from Kuwait, first, they came and they looked for FIANZ. FIANZ was a very new organization, just only 3 years old. But they came and they had a talk with the officials of FIANZ. At that time also we had our religious advisor was Sheikh Khalid Rahmallah, may Allah give him Jannah, who was based here. And he was an employee of Darul Ifta from Saudi Arabia. They had discussion and they said they told the meat industry association, that was there those days, New Zealand Meat Board. They said that the meat, until unless it is certified by FIANZ, would not be accepted in Kuwait. So that was the beginning of our involvement into halal certification, 1982-83. And so since then, after that, then Saudi Arabia delegation came and they also trusted FIANZ to, they gave this as an amana, if you like, to FIANZ, and they said that the meat has to be certified by FIANZ as an organization. And the core why they decided that was that because they said that this is not an organization set for profit, and this is a community-based organization. And they knew that such organization will not compromise on the status of halal. So until unless they are satisfied, they wouldn't take it. So that was the genesis of our involvement in halal, and since then we have come a long way, and we still maintain that this is now one of the major source of income for FIANZ, through which now it supports a lot of programs. So our objectives are very clear that this operation is mainly we take that as a religious obligation and as an amana. And secondly, if we are able to generate any revenue out of that, which enables us to support programs like youth camps, women activities, bringing scholars, supporting our massages or trusts or Islamic centers, whatever those are, in whatever is big or small way we can do, at least we have our then financial independence through that. And alhamdulillah, by and large, it has been going quite well. We have in the last few years, we have certainly some challenges as the whole halal area is moving from being very traditional to more of a system-based and getting into the arena of ISO and food safety type of standards which are coming with the ISOs. Those are the new areas which we are trying to charter and navigate ourselves, upskill our workforce, develop our systems so that we can be more efficient and more aligned with the new requirements which has come into halal.
What process and school of thought does Fiance follow to certify halal meat?
Yes, I think there are always those challenges in the halal certification area. But like I said, that we have two school of thoughts. One is Sunni, the other one is Shia. And as far as the Shia brothers are concerned, that Iran is the biggest importer of meat and dairy products from New Zealand. They traditionally, since the beginning, they had their own system operating. They always bring their own people. They are here. They supervise. They do. Of course, the halal slaughtermen are Muslim. They are not. There's no distinction in that Shia or Sunni, but they are, once they are employed, they are. Alhamdulillah. So they have been managing that part, the supply chain themselves. Fiance, it is fair to say, is that catering for everybody, but more of the Islamic countries who are predominantly Sunni, that they have trusted Fiance to carry out the certification. And so we don't have those tensions, because there is a set standard now in New Zealand. There is a set standard for Zabha, how it is done, which is now is in the domain of Ministry for Primary Industries. They are empowered to ensure that halal, when it is done following those procedures, where Fiance has had a significant input in describing that how it should be. This is that's how the halal certification works.
Who are the main buyers of halal meat?
When it comes to meat goes to 120 different countries. Now, halal, number one buyer of halal product is not a Muslim country. Number one buyer is China. From New Zealand, most of the product of meat which goes, it is halal. It goes to China, and that's one of their requirements for most consumers. And then also the other bigger segment is which has grown in the last 15-20 years, is the Muslim diaspora living in Western countries, such as the United States, such as Europe. Within Europe, you're looking at Germany and UK and Netherlands and those areas. There are a significant number of Muslims who are living, and they have a confidence in New Zealand halal, the way it is done. Hence, they buy a lot of meat specifically for Muslims buy a lot of meat living in those countries from here, which, by the way, is now almost has matched or might be exceeding the quantity which Muslim countries buy from New Zealand.
Does Fiance conduct snap checks of its clients to ensure validity of already issued halal certificates?
In the past, yes, we used to do that, but now in the new rules and regulations are the OSH, Occupational Hazard and Safety and all that. So if you go to any processing plant, you need to notify in advance that you are coming. Right. But having said that, in the halal certification system, there is a provision that you can go unannounced. One visit every month can be unannounced. So that gives that, if you like, that degree of confidence. Yeah.
That's the end of the first part of our questions with Mr. Anwar Ghani. Join us in the next episode for more interesting questions.